So here we go. First of all, what you need to do is, for this graph, let's actually do y equals to 3x plus 2 first, because one side of that line will be greater and one side of that line will be y is less than 3x plus 2. But we need to find the place where it's equal to start off with. Okay, well, a good thing to do would be to come up with a little table here, x and y, and you don't need many points. Let's put in -2, and I think they said up to 3, so let's put in 3 as well. So when x is equal to -2, 3 times -2 is -6, plus 2, -4. And when x is 3, 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So 2 points should be enough. And then you can plot those 2 points and join them up. Remember, in this case, it says greater than, so we will want, it's not greater than or equal to, so we'll want a dotted line and not a solid line. So we've got -2, 4, so that's this point here. And we have 3, 11, so that's fitting on up here. So I'm a bit inaccurate there. You obviously need to be accurate with your pencil. Now for me, what I might do actually is just think, well, this goes through the y-axis intercept of 2. So I know it goes through here. When x is 0, you get y is equal to 3 times 0 plus 2, which is 2. But I also know it goes up in 3s. So for the next point of 1, I know it will go up to 5. And 2 squares across is 1 on the x-axis. And then 3 up on the y-axis is 1 square per unit. And so there we can see that we've got all of our points in there. I'm going to go back down 3 and across 2 there as well. Okay, so there's our graph, and you'll obviously need to put in a dotted line here. And excuse me for doing this freehand. I'll try and do it as best as I can. And extend beyond those points as well. Okay, and so we've done this one here is now pretty much done, but it says y is greater than this. So y is greater than this means the y is going to be greater on this side. So it's towards the y which is greater, not towards the x side. So it's going to be on this side of the line. Now we can check that with a point as well, but that's the easiest way to deal with this. Where it says y is greater than, that means it's pointing towards where y gets bigger. Okay, let's deal with the x is greater than 2 now as well. Well, we don't need a table for this. X is greater than 2. Well, x is equal to 2 is here. But again, there's no solid line that's required, but all along these points here, okay, we have a distance across of x is equal to 2. Now, if we want x is greater than 2, then we're pointing towards where x gets bigger. You can check that, of course, because you can take any point over here. Let's take this point, the point 3, 3, 2, and you can see that x in that coordinate point is bigger than 2, so it works. Whereas if I took this point, the point 1, 2, you can see that x is not bigger than 2. The y number is 2 or more, but the x number is not bigger than 2 there. Right, so it's this side of the line which is going to work here. Right, let's put that together then. So we want towards y on the first graph and towards x on the second graph. Well, the only region which satisfies that is the region up here. Now, often you'll be asked to shade in that particular region or to label that region R. Okay, so it will be this one shaded or with R in the center. But in fact, in this question, they just say mark with a cross, a point in the grid which satisfies both of these. So here we go. I'm going to just take a point which is like really obvious in the center. There might be other points there, but I know that this one works. And this is the point 2.5, 11. Now, I should just check this, 2.5, 11. My x number is 2.5, my y number is 11. I can check that with both of these inequalities. So in the first one, I can easily see that my x number is bigger than 2, so that works. In my second one, there's a bit more that I need to do. In my second one, I've got y is 11, and 3 lots of 2.5 is 7.5, plus 2 is 9.5, and 11 is greater than 9.5 there. So we see that this works. The inequality sign is good there, so it works. Okay, so we've now checked that point as well. Okay, that's the first question. And the second one I wanted to do, let's have a look, where is it? Is I wanted to do question 3. So let's just make it bigger this time. Okay, and it's asking us to write down 3 inequalities which satisfy, there we go, 3 inequalities which satisfy this region here. This is a really common type of exam question. Okay, so I'm going to deal with the 2 easy ones first. This line is simply a height of 2. You can see that on the y-axis, height of 2. And I know that I need to be bigger than that in this region. So that means that y has got to be greater than 2. And because it's a solid line, I need greater than or equal to 2. That is, the line of y is equal to 2, but it's going to be above that line. Now for the other line over here, this is when x is equal to 1. But again, we're going to want where this gets bigger towards the x. So this is going to be when x is greater than or equal to 1. Fantastic. So the harder line here to deal with is this line here. So with straight line graphs, to identify it, we would normally do y equals mx plus c. We can see that c is 8. See that this is 8 here. And I can see the gradient is -1. For every 1 we go across, we go 1 down to get back to the line. So you can also do a little triangle there if you want to. You can do rise over run. Rise is -2, run is 2. As we go from left to right, so this is -2 divided by 2 is -1. Okay, so we've got -1x. I don't need to write the 1 there, so I just write -x plus 8. And there you go, that's that line. That's the line, that's not the inequality. Now, if I take x to the other side, you might notice you get x plus y is equal to 8. Now, you might have noticed that in the first place because you can see that when you add your x and y numbers together at any point, for example, 7, 1, or for example, here we go, 6, 2, if you add your x and y parts of the coordinates together, you can see that you get 8. So you might have seen that in a different way. Okay, and there's other coordinate points there, for example, 0, 8 and 8, 0, and there'll be one down here at 9 and -1. They all add together to give you 8. So both of these are correct equations of those lines. I prefer the second one because it just looks a little neater. So we've got there x plus y is equal to 8. Well, we need to decide, is it going to be bigger than 8 or less than 8? Well, it's sufficient to take a coordinate point in here and do x plus y. So we've got 3 plus 3 there. That's the coordinate point 3, 3. And 3 plus 3 is in the right region here. And 3 plus 3 is less than 8. So I know that I need a less than symbol there. It might also be, well, it might be kind of obvious that when you start adding coordinates up over here, you're going to get way more than 8. And all we're doing is the x number plus the y number. So it's got to be not more than, it's got to be less than. X plus y is less than 8. This is a bit more tricky to work out from that technique of saying, well, what's bigger, the y or the minus x? We're definitely not bigger towards the y, because bigger towards the y would be up here. We are bigger towards the minus x. In other words, here's the minus x. We are bigger in this direction, which goes to the minus x. It doesn't go towards the y. So there's the alternative way of dealing with this one by creating it from here. It goes towards the minus x. It doesn't go towards the y. Okay, so that completes our 3 inequalities. I just need a less than or equal to sign here. So the 3 inequalities are this one, and this one here. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. Hope that helps. Keep asking questions today, and I'll see you this afternoon.